Your worst tabletop role-playing game opinion.
Well, you guys have came to the right place because you know...
We're full of opinions here.
Well, I think...
Right or wrong, you're still here.
You know, I felt very insulted the other day. Someone called me a midwit. I was like, I'm not a midwit, guys. I'm not a midwit.
Debatable.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
I'm still a bit nasally, so we're just going to have to deal with this.
We'll find out. Well, before we jump into the worst opinions, why don't you guys check out the worst role-playing game ever? I've updated the Death March. It's now version 1.1. I've added a lot of stuff, but I don't really want to keep you guys too long, so just go ahead, check it out, and download the new version, and I'll go over it. I'm going to be doing a live stream in the next couple days, so come join us for that. But let's jump into it. Let's see what happens, will we?
Even though Wizards of the Coast has pretty much finished off their customer base, I will continue to hold on to my books as I'm taking the stuff off of other people's hands for cheap. I think that in 20 years, people might want to buy 5th edition D&D books and attempt to play the system. I doubt it. They're going to run themselves. Look at what they've already done.
All I'm saying is, I buy crypto, and I think that's a bad idea.
And that's coming from a crypto millionaire.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is, I honestly don't see there being... There might be like
I don't see them.
A 5 OSR,
No.
5, being people reminiscing about it. I think early 5e was actually pretty much fine. It's just...
I think people still use a lot of elements from 5th edition, but...
Yeah, going forward, I think where it's not going to be like 4th edition, where no one really wants to bring anything from 4th edition forward.
It's going to be more like 3rd edition, where people use a lot of the elements from it.
Yeah.
But it's not, but it's not as good as 3rd edition.
Yeah. Like, all I'm going to... You know what? Yeah, that's a bad take. I don't think people will pick up the books.
No.
However, he might be onto something because
I'm holding on to them. Because
they are going more and more digital now. Yeah. So therefore...
If you have the hardback...
it's probably not the worst idea.
Everybody has a hardback of it, though.
Yeah.
If you play role-playing games,
you probably own a copy
of 5th edition.
You probably at least have the player's handbook.
Yeah, come on.
You've probably got it. So I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who, to be fair, though, they fall apart.
It's like over here when everybody bought the George Best Fivers. I thought there were going to be money.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
No, everyone has one. Once everyone has one, they don't.
Everybody has one.
Yeah.
I like and play almost exclusively fur shit and freak shit. Can I say shit this early on in the game?
Yeah, sure, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not...
Where's that bell?
The ding, ding, ding.
We've lost the bell. It's in the garage.
It's in the garage. No, it's not.
Oh, do we have the bell? Is it here? I don't think it's in there, Megan.
Pause.
All right. You know what? No, I've got a screwdriver beside the desk here. How about? Can that be my? Can we use that instead as the sheen bunk instead?
Sheen bunk. I honestly thought I put it in here though.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with sheen bunk. Do you want the sheen bunk?
Sheen bunk.
Use the sheen bunk.
I'll just announce it whenever.
All right. Here, you take the sheen bunker. That'll do the job.
I don't want to hit too much.
No, use the rubber handle. Yeah, there you go, sheen bunker.
There we go.
Right.
And they can be done well if you make sure the character is still interesting if it was suddenly made a human.
I'm not okay, yeah, I get that if you're not a coomer. The problem is...
The people who play them are coomers. They're all coomers.
I've yet to meet one who plays as a furry OC that isn't.
Thankfully.
So, what?
I've never met one.
Oh, bar tail. Let's keep
moving.
Look,
let's not out-tail like this.
We already did that last week.
Warhammer outside of the lore is boring, and so is war games as a whole. Hallelujah.
But what's Warhammer outside of the lore? It is the lore.
Well, yeah, but
what is Warhammer outside? What is
everybody knows my opinion on Warhammer.
Yeah,
I think it's the most boring thing.
I think I would still play war games if it wasn't for Games Workshop. I think if they just
if we weren't in a living crisis to buy them.
Nah, I got Warhammer at home, boy. I got Warhammer at home now. See, that's the thing. Whenever it was about 6 months before, or it might have been a bit longer, I really stopped playing It was honestly, I only played a few games of 5th edition, and I don't know, it just didn't like stick with me.
No.
And then it would have been probably 2019 I started doing the 3D printing.
Yeah.
Like early 2019.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Didn't you guys still play 40k? Like, enough.
Does anybody... Yeah.
Like...
Does anybody actually still play it?
I feel like everyone that I know that's...
I have went from 40k to role-playing games because...
Yeah,
number one, they can't keep up with the expense of it. It's too expensive to keep buying the editions all the time.
Yeah.
And number two...
Games Workshop, Games Workshop in just general.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone. Do any of you guys still play 40k? Or any, like, war game for that matter? Garbo sweats the living god out of Legion.
It's Garbo.
Yeah, of course, it's Garbo. It looks kind of cool, though. I'm really tempted.
Is that a Star Wars one?
Yeah, it's a Star Wars
Legion?
Yeah.
Unless you're running something really crunchy, there's absolutely no reason to require the players to read the rulebook. Only GM has to know it. The players tell you what they want their character to do. You tell them what to roll. In 90% of cases, nothing besides that is needed, and in the remaining 10%, you can just quickly explain the rules to them. I really don't get why so many people here are so ass-blasted about players not knowing the rules or refusing to read them. And before...
No, it's one thing them not knowing, it's another thing them just point blank refusing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a wee bit of a difference there, but keep going.
And before anyone accuses me of laziness, I am forever GM. I've ran over 20 different systems throughout the years, and only 2 of them really required any rules on part of the player. In both cases, a 2-page long summary of most important stuff I made for them sufficed.
Look, I'm going to put it out here. Morkborg, only the DM really needs to know the rules, and there's not many. So, anyone can do that.
But that's the thing with OSR, though.
Well, not OSR. Rules like games in general.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you know how to play a tabletop game, you know how to play it.
Yeah, and just put it out here. My Death March. Only the DM needs to know the rules. Mm-hmm. And I've had almost everyone, well, quite literally everyone that I've played with has never played it before. Because it's a new game, and they've had no issue. And honestly,
picking up and playing with it, yeah.
Even people that have played it, I've been able to DM it the next time around.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know. Check it out, guys. It's very rules light. I've tried to make it as accessible as possible. And honestly, for certain games, you don't really.
Yeah.
You don't need to lead it back to front, but have a good understanding with some reason. But you can get that by playing the game, you know. So he's not completely wrong.
No,
but I think
it is.
I think there's a difference between players that are I'll lead over them, and they lead over them and they've got a good enough understanding.
But you still need to explain a few things to them, and
then there's other ones that are just point blank and it's like spoon feed me, daddy, spoon feed me. Look, you've met that person before. Yeah, it may be you. It may be me. It probably is me.
It's probably me.
It's you, Megan.
It is me.
It's you. Keep going. Let's just keep going, won't we?
Bit controversial, this one.
Well, here, it's supposed to be a controversial.
Yeah,
See, this is the problem. Whenever you do, unpopular opinions, they're actually, quite popular. This, I think, this works. This works a lot better.
So, tabletop role-playing games and war games were way better when it was mostly just white dudes playing them. Markedly, observably better in every way. People arguing about Warhammer lore is like arguing about G.I. Joe or Transformers lore. Who cares? All Warhammer should be banned.
Okay. Okay, just move on.
Quest guys ruined the board by flooding it, and it never recovered.
No, the worst thing that happened was them getting kicked off.
Yeah. GURPS and Hero were 2 of the best systems on the market, and 90% of what pissed you off about D&D could be fixed by moving to a superior system. I'd add BRP even. If you hate on these systems, it's probably because you got filtered by granular mechanics.
I don't hate it, it's just too clunky for me. See, me and Gerber were talking about this on the live
streaming and Let's Plays ruined the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I would say, stuff like Critical Role, definitely. You know, that goes back to his earlier point. It was mostly better when it was just white dudes. What I think...
The grognards?
Well, what I would argue, what he's really coming to is they're targeted at a more niche market, and therefore, because they're targeted at a more niche market, they hone in on what they want to be and what they do.
Yeah.
The bigger the audience...
The more pandering they have to do.
Yeah, exactly. and I feel, and again, especially when it comes to streaming and Let's Plays and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that like the idea of go-playing games, but not
never actually play.
And you know what? I don't mind
That's completely fine.
I don't think that's like the worst thing in the world, but I don't think you should have a say in what is produced.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's the same way you see this. Like everyone sees this, especially when it comes to like 40k, and like, you know, don't get me wrong, there's tons of people that don't play that are just into lore, and again, I consider that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're only into the lore, you really shouldn't have any say when it comes to painting or the tabletop game or anything to do with that. You know, let the people that actually enjoy it and enjoy your thing.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Just read your fucking books.
Just read your books, man. Just watch your
fucking shut up and read your books.
I think that's the best way to put it without getting banned off the internet.
So, I don't know if you know this, but we've got a website with lots of models. And whenever I say lots of models, I mean lots of models. We've got models for any setting that you can think of. With humans with biddies, animals that shouldn't have biddies but do have biddies, dwarves and elves with biddies. Look, we've got a lot of smut models. But it doesn't stop there. We really do have models for anything and everything. And to be honest, they look so good. Chef's kiss, so good. But it's not all smut for all you good Christian Minecraft server players. We've got you covered. And we even got the weebs covered too, which is unusual for this channel because we don't like weebs.
The weebs aren't that bad, okay? They're just fun to laugh at.
We also have 5th edition subclasses and adventures, which some of them are free for download, and we sell a physical printed copy of Steel Water as well, and you can request a signed version, if that's your thing, where I'll draw a penis on it for you.
If you want us to sign a couple of decks, we'll give you decks, okay, guys? That's what we want.
Anyway, if you enjoy what we do here, go ahead and check out the website. It helps us out so much, and we don't need to worry about our YouTube overlord striking down another one of our channels. Our website is also now available as an app on Android. Also, and the winner of the daily giveaway is this guy! Yay! Woo!
Look, anyway, in for a chance to win, all you gotta do is like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, automatically entered in.
And to claim the prize, you just send an email to neckbeardiacontact@gmail.com. Let's get back to the video.
Shadowrun is better than Cyberpunk to run a Cyberpunk game.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I can't say much. I don't know much about either of them, to be honest.
You're just wrong. Keep going. Just keep going. No, okay, look, just keep going.
You can excise the magical stuff without a loss to the gameplay. The setting can be abandoned. The system is surprisingly independent of its setting.
I will say I do prefer the Shadowrun setting over Cyberpunk, but currently Shadowrun is unplayable. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just keep... I have nothing else to say on the matter.
You can use any system for any type of game. So long as you're enjoying the activity with co-player, you're doing it right. That being said, some systems are better than others for certain types of game. If I'm running a game about social intrigue, I'm going to use World of Darkness. If I'm running a superhero game, I'm using Ascendant, and so on.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable. However, again, a lot of people, like, I'm sure you guys remember whenever the anime Edge Gunner, the Cyberpunk anime came out, and then it's like, let's play Cyberpunk 5e. It's like, alright, okay. But no, I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
I get what he's trying to say.
D&D is a good gateway RPG.
No, it's not anymore. Keep going.
But everything that D&D does can be done better by other RPGs. The one exception is 4th edition, where it developed its own thing, but it was too different, which got people upset.
I can't argue with that.
I can't argue with any of that.
I can't argue, but
the D&D isn't a good gateway anymore.
I honestly think
there's so many more. There's so much better out there.
You know, the thing is, if someone is that determined, if they turn around and say to you, it's like, say a friend of yours that's interested, they've never played before, but they know you're into it. It's like, oh man, you know what? Can I give it a go? What do you mind? Could you go on us a wee game? If you decide to be like, oh well, yeah, I'm running this at the minute. Do you want to join in? And let's say we're just talking about Cyber. Well, no, let's use a fantasy setting. Castles and Crusades. Let's say, well, I'm playing Castle Crusades at the minute, and they turn around and look at you. It's like, no man, I want to play D&D. That's where you know you've got a problem.
It's like,
does that make sense? Like, you know you've got an issue. It's like, no, I want to play D&D. It's like, well, this is very similar, and it uses, like, D20, and it's in and around the same ballpark.
Yeah,
but but I personally
Dungeons
prefer
and Dragons.
It's like, no, I want that name brand though.
Yeah, I
that's
want
when
that name
that's when
brand.
you know you're in an issue.
Yeah.
Like, let's not kid ourselves.
The RPG market should be gatekept as well as every individual table.
Absolutely impossible.
Impossible at this point.
I'm at the point where the idea of gatekeeping, I just don't.
So far gone at this point, you
yeah,
can't.
You just can't.
you
It
can't.
almost feels all you can do is join on the internet, and I feel like I don't want to.
Just keep your fingers and toes crossed and hope that you don't get a psycho.
Well, you know what I do. I just don't play with mentals.
I don't know, play with mental sometimes kind of fun.
Sometimes it can be actually really
Or
fun. Depends
you're
on
the mental that's playing.
It depends on the brand of mental. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
there's yeah.
internet racist.
Like,
love
just
that.
ask, like, what medication are you on?
Like, you know.
Are you on bipolar medication? Yes, come with me.
Yeah, I can work with you. Let's keep going.
Your character shouldn't be a walking stat block questing on graph paper with no rhyme or reason. Nor should it be a
Special
snowflake that has 50-page backstory. You're a slightly above average person who chose to break out the mold and do something special when you play an RPG. Also, when you come up with a character, think about other shit. What does your character do in the weekend? What does she have in her pocket? What is his go-to workout song, etc.?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's not an unpopular opinion at all. I think a lot of people would agree.
your pocket?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with that on paper, but then they don't actually follow
through with it.
A lot of people, I think this is the best example. When I was playing a wizard, it was really hard because sometimes I would be like, what? I'm leveling up. What spells should I take? And I'm looking through at all the spells, and I have to think to myself, am I taking this spell because it would be what my character would do, or is it arguably the best spell?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's again, like, you know, that leads to the whole
Yeah.
walking stat block. You know.
The best gameplay is emergent on the narrative of the GM and the narrative of the player.
I don't see how that's unpopular or wrong.
No.
If I be
I
straight up
thought
with
that
you.
was pretty.
I thought that was what it's.
That's why it's you know it's messed up when things that are meant to be are uncontroversial.
See, again, look, I'm going back to anytime we do unpopular opinions, they're just popular opinions
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
I don't. Maybe you know what it is. Maybe it's because I don't really go on Reddit and I don't really watch any like 5e channels on YouTube or anything, and I don't really interact with any of that,
like D&D,
that area.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I just
know.
don't interact with it because I know it's not what I'm interested in.
But you know what if you do interact, you know what you're going to take.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not something that I
A
like.
razor.
Right, let's just keep going.
Combat fucking sucks.
Sounds like a skill issue and a system issue.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to spend the next hour and 10 minutes fighting what the DM thought was going to be a cool fight. It's mindless whacking, flinging, math, and rolling.
Play Blue System, unironically, check out Blue System. I think it's probably the best combat system I've came across with the action points, and it gives you a lot of options, give you a lot of variations. It's very, very different, but also in the realm of similar that it's not super confusing.
Yeah.
If you get walked through it, you're going to have no issue. Check that out.
Call me a cuck, but Disco Elysium was right for allowing the only real fight scenes in the game to be a series of quick dex, strength, and willpower check.
I've never played Disco Elysium,
I've
so
never even heard of it.
I have no opinion on the matter, so keep going.
Any long-time game should start with the DM setting their preferences straight. Then, without a setting in mind, have the player spitball character ideas.
Alright, keep going.
Not to focus on 5th edition shit, but if you have a party of freak shit races and throw them in an all-human or cultureless multicultural tavern. If your party is a tiefling, a dragonborn noble, and a dragonborn paladin, talk to each player about how they see their race and class in a world and build up on the setting from there. The tiefling player may imagine tieflings have a history of bad luck in the world and want to be treated as a doomed outcast, or maybe they just want to play a human with horns and an aesthetic to be treated as such. Meanwhile, if 2 of your players are playing highly respected members of society like nobles and priests, talk to the player. Maybe you can change the setting around where the country you take place is you take place in is majority dragonborn, or maybe they were imperialistically conquered. But if the players link their dragonborn paladin as an oddity in their church, and the dragonborn noble wants their family to be states away, you can keep that in mind and make the game take place on the frontier where people escape to where pasts don't matter, and later have the characters' past catch up with them. Build the setting together.
Yes and no. Okay, I see where he's going from this, but the problem is,
it's your game. You're
the problem
DM.
is, if I'm the DM,
it's your game. So you tell them the setting and let them build their characters around your setting.
I like, honestly, see if
You're
I'm
being
DMing,
a cuck.
See if I'm DMing, I kind of have an idea of what I would really want to play, and because being a DM, does take a
moral
bit
of the story: don't be a simp to your players.
Well, I think you should be a fan of your players.
Be a fan, but don't be a simp.
Yeah, don't simp for them. I mean, like, you be a fan, but like, if you subscribe to the OnlyFans, Jesus Christ, man.
Look, that's a completely different video.
But no, I get what he's trying to say. I don't think he's completely out there. I don't think he's completely wrong. It's just that is not something that I myself. I know. Finally, I just don't think I would enjoy playing that campaign. I would enjoy playing it. I don't think I would enjoy being a DM in it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to DM...
Of course you enjoy playing it, you've practically built the whole game.
Yeah, I think let's be serious. And again, you're relying on your players to also work with you, and let's be honest, a lot of players just want to show up and play. They don't, show... Again, this is one thing I always get. It's like, players is like, don't railroad me, man. And then you get, it's like, what do I do, man?
Yeah. How do I do this, man?
What's
happening, man?
It all comes down to your group composition. And I think some people this will definitely work with, and it'll definitely be a great game, and it'll definitely work for you.
And other people.
And I think other people, if you were a DM, you would honestly be like, oh, DM is against me.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, right, what is this about? Right, yeah, sure, let me throw
I
some
know,
stuff.
he wanted...
Do you know what I mean? I think a DM has to have enthusiasm, and the players have to have enthusiasm for this to work, and you both all need to be on the same wavelength, and if you're not, I don't see that working.
I don't see the game being long lasting.
Yeah, if I be honest with you. I think this is definitely a cool idea if you want to do like a short campaign, but you would all have to actually like sit down and really work out what it would be, like a 3 session to like 5 session, maybe 10 session sort of campaign, you know what I mean? But even then, do you want to be really weaving the narrative that much? Because if you're a player, normally to me, like a one shot, a DM has like an idea in mind, and they're thinking about something, and it's like, you know what, I really like this idea of a set piece, but I don't go with it. Fuck it, I'm just going to do it as a one shot. Come on, guys, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type of mentality. Like, let's just keep going, will we?
Everyone should play a straight-faced campaign where all the characters are tiny, cute animal people, at least once.
Straight face isn't going to happen.
Straight-faced isn't going to happen, and there's going to be a lot of hijinks.
Yeah. Do you remember that one we did? It was ages ago. Do you remember of goobs and goblins?
Yes.
Do you remember that story time? Yes. That where they just stole the head?
Yes.
It was like goblin girls, and they just bumped them over the head and had like sleeves. Yeah. That's essentially what I'm picturing in my head. Yeah, like it could work. I just don't think.
Or can you be like just a frog who walks on his back legs? You're like a Princess and Frog. Frog walking about.
What do you mean on his back? Oh, do you mean like standing up?
Stand up like a human.
Alright, you know what? That gives me an idea. Campaign of the Lair Pepes. The Lair Pepe collection. I think
Teal's gonna message you.
I think that's a good one.
I think I'm gonna run this.
You gotta collect the Lair Pepes. They're like Dragon Balls but cooler. I think that works actually. So I think that's where we're gonna wrap up. Not all of them were actually that. They weren't like worst ideas. They were just like unpopular opinions. But even then,
are they even?
I don't really. And again, I think that just depends on what corners of the internet you tend to inhabit.
Exactly. And what you deem as unpopular opinions, because a lot of them are pretty subtle.
Yeah, I don't think they're like, I don't think there's anything like absolutely ridiculous out there.
No.
Or like, even if it was ridiculous out there, I can see where they're coming from within reason. I don't think there was anything.
The only thing like ridiculous is like saying 5th edition's a good game. But
yeah, no, it's not even 5th edition.
It's just
no, it's just It's fucking Wizards of the Coast. It's like saying, you know, I never thought I would see the day where I feel like Games Workshop is doing a better job at fan service than Wizards. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? Like, unironically, how did that happen? Like,
but check the website down below. Check the links.
Yeah,
the models. Loads of new models out there.
Loads of new models.
Loads.
Tons, unironically, tons. Also, the Gas Station After Hours, it is up for sale while stocks last. You guys have been going mad for it. There's only about 150, 60 copies.
Yep, not many left, so if you want it...
Once they are sold, they are sold. You will not be
Never get it again, because we're not going to put it back in print.
Well, you will be, like, unless people sell them on eBay or whatever. Yeah. Like, you might be able to get... and you can definitely, like, you can buy the PDF, but, I mean, if you want the print...
If you want the hardback...
well, it's not hardback, it's a softback magazine.
Well, you know what I mean.
Look, do you want Megan to sign it? Do you want a big veiny cock in your book? Because we can put a big veiny cock in your book. The best one was the Teletubby one, I think.
The Teletubby. Whoever got the Teletubby one, I don't know who you are, but...
Hope you enjoyed it. And then what else is there? Oh, right, okay, Death March, it's up. I've updated it. It's version 1.1. I've added a ton of stuff. A dismemberment chart, a load of melee weapons, because people were asking for them. I've updated the setting notes a bit. I've organized them a bit better and expanded on them a wee bit more. I think I'm only going to be doing another couple. Honestly, at this moment in time, I'm very happy with the game, how it is. I think it works really well. Anytime I've test played it, I think it's been very smooth. However, I haven't got much feedback. Do you want to, Megan? Do you want to know? Do you want to know? After
zero?
No. Wait for it. So after close to 500 downloads, we got 0 feedback, guys. Not one person has filled out.
I'll fill out James's
form. I'll fill out the form for me, guys.
Come on.
If you've managed to
fill it. If you've played it,
even if you haven't played it, give us your thoughts. Or if you've
just given a wee read,
give it over. Give it a wee look over.
I don't know. Or just do some trolling or something. Make them feel better.
Like I would appreciate trolling over 0 at this point, guys. Seriously. But yeah, look.
He's got 3 screens and one is dedicated to that screen. He just keeps refreshing.
So look, honestly, I'm very happy with it. It needs formatted and a lot more artwork. So it does. I intend, at the minute, it looks like the main book is going to be about, I know this is a clean way to judge the quality of the book, but it's going to be about 300 to 400 pages, I'm thinking. That's what it looks like at the minute. And this is 40 pages, and I'm going to just have it like, it's going to be the exact same thing. It's just the core goals and adventure and some other bits and pieces. So if you like it, then you'll enjoy the main book. And once it's all formatted and stuff like that, I'm going to start selling print on demand copies of the demo. So I will. That's only if you the PDF's free, but and it's not going to be
this will all be explained in a live stream that's coming in the next couple of days. James is going to sit down and do a live stream with you.
I might do the live stream on Saturday. Well, we're not doing anything on Saturday.
Whatever. But in the next couple of days, keep your eyes peeled because there'll be a live stream about it if you're interested in it. And let us know your unpopular opinions down below.
Yeah.
Like tabletop role playing games, not in IRL, guys.
I know exactly what you guys are going to say.
I know. I need to be specific.
Specifically, what are your views on the? What? Okay, look, never mind. I don't want to get into bother.
Right, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.